Hey guys, Austin here, and welcome back to another Pixelmon showcase video here on the channel. We've got the brand new update today. We're going to be going over Pixelmon 9.1.4. This is a juicy one, guys. This is probably one of the biggest updates we've had in a while since they started adding Generation 9. So sit back, relax, enjoy this probably over 20-minute long video, and let's go through it. Now, of course, before we fully get into this, I wanted to say thank you to the Pixelmon developers for allowing me to have early access to this version of the mod. If you guys look right now at the moment this video being recorded, the official update has not released yet. I've been given early access to it, so I'm going to review everything that's in the mod currently. If they add any new things in the future, I'll make separate videos on it, but right now what is in the mod is pretty much what the majority of the mod's going to be. There's still going to be a week or two of bug fixing that they're working on to patch everything and make it all smooth and work perfectly, so there's no issues. So yeah, it'll take another about 2 weeks, I would say, from this video being uploaded for them to release the update. They might do it sooner, I'm not sure, but as of this point in time, just keep in mind that the update is not out yet. That being said, let's get right into this. So, the first thing they've added in this update is a mystery box. If you guys have played Pokemon Go, you will know what this is, but this mystery box is crafted with a nether star, 1 ruby, 1 sapphire, and a bunch of netherite scrap. And if you're wondering, how do I get another star netherite scrap? Well, other than playing vanilla Minecraft, you can kill certain Pokemon and bosses to acquire these items, or do raids. Either way, once you acquire these items, you acquire a mystery box. Once you get the mystery box, you will need to feed it netherite scrap, and after you give it so much netherite scrap, it will activate. Upon activating, it will have the ability to spawn in Meltan in your world, as well as Ditto as well. It has the majority of a chance of spawning in Ditto. However, you do have a chance of getting Meltan as well. So I'll show you quickly how this works. So I'm going to feed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it will open upon right clicking it. So once you do that, it will open. This is the animation it has, and it will start being able to spawn in Meltan / Ditto in your world. Like I said, the majority of the time, the Meltan will transform into Ditto, but you still have a chance of getting Meltan as well. And then once the time has expired for this thing, I'm not entirely sure how long it lasts for in-game, but once it expires, it will finish, and then you have to refuel it. But I'm just going to break it so it doesn't, mess up right now. But yeah, that is how the mystery box works for anyone who is curious. Again, I'm not entirely sure how you will acquire this item in your world. It might be just a boss drop or an item, but for now, I only know of it being in the mod. That being said, next up is Meltan itself has been updated, and now you can feed it iron ingots to give it its evolution. I made a guide on Meltan a while back, but I forget how his evolution worked then, but now you can feed iron ingots and it will evolve. I'm not sure if that's how it was, but you can edit the config options, in your .minecraft if you want to change the parameters of that at all. So that is cool. The next thing, and probably one of the coolest things that deserves its own video, which I will make, they've added the ability for you to toggle 2D sprites on in your Pixelmon world. If you're a person that runs on a bad computer that can't run Pixelmon normally, or if you have trouble running Minecraft with Pixelmon in 1.16.5, this is the command for you. Simply hold F3 on your keyboard and X, and voila, everything will turn into 2D sprites. Yes, every single Pokemon, be it big or small, will become 2D sprites. This is a way, sort of speak, for you to be able to play Pixelmon and not have it use up as much resources as it might normally do. It looks a bit goofy with the 2D sprites just kind of roaming around like this, but this is a way to save up on resources in your world. And if you want to change it back, F3X, and they will turn back. Now, I will say, I'm not sure if this is going to be a permanent feature or if they're going to work it in any other sort of way, but right now that is how it works as of this dev build that I am using right now. So when the official version comes out, you guys can test it out for yourself. If this is not a thing, then it's only available in dev build, but I think this is going to be in the official version as well, because otherwise why else would it be here? Moving on, they have added in the armor from Generation 9, the auspicious and malicious armor that you use to evolve Ceruledge and Armourouge into that you evolve. I forget what the baby version is called, but that, how that works. If you played Scarlet and Violet, you'll know what I'm talking about. But these two armors have been added. They don't have a crafting recipe, so I assume they're going to be a boss drop or whichever other way they are going to be implemented, but right now they have been added. Another thing to note is, as of this update, every single Generation 9 Pokemon technically is in the mod now with their code. They just haven't been all turned on in terms of spawning or given models yet. So technically you do have the ability to summon any of the Generation 9 models. Just if you choose a Pokemon that isn't actually in Pixelmon yet fully, it'll spawn as just a default texture and stuff, and you'll know what I mean later on if I decide to show it. But a few other things that have been added. We have added a froggy chair, which is really cute, a glass table, a clutter box, which I like the clutter box. I don't know, it might just be a me thing, but I just like the detailed textures inside the clutter box. It's probably my favorite thing. If you're wondering how to craft the cloth table or glass table, it is 2 sticks, any kind of planks, and any kind of wool, and you will get yourself one. And again, I have to keep mentioning this, but not everything in this development version of the update I have is final. Most of it is, but there is a chance they can tweak or change something. So just keep that in mind as we are moving forward. Another thing that they added in this update is they added the egg hatching animation. So if you get different eggs, you know, walk around Pokemon eggs, when they go to hatch, you will get a full animation on your screen. I do not have a clip to show you, but I'll let you guys just experience that for yourself. Just know there is a full animation now whenever your egg goes to hatch, so that's really, really nice. They added a Pokemon group spawning mechanic, so now Pokemon will only spawn as a combination of a bigger group entirely supported by our spawning system. So I don't know if you've seen it, but there's been flocks of Pidgey and like a Pidgeotto flying around and stuff. So whenever it spawns in the Pokemon now, it's spawning them as like family groups at times. So you'll notice it more often when you're in your world versus the super flat world, but it is a little bit noticeable, at least with the flying Pokemon. Moving onward, they added 16 new Pixelmon themed paintings via the Minecraft painting system. This is what the item is called, Pokemon Painting. It is crafted with 4 regular paintings. Now, I tried this out already. It might just be on the dev build that's messed up, but when I go to place it down, it just kind of does this. I have no way of like accessing the actual painting block for some reason, so unfortunately I can't show you guys all the cool painting designs. I assume that's going to be fixed for the full version, but right now it's just kind of a blank painting I get, and if I'm messing something up, that's just on me. But that is the thing. They revamped the battle logging system a lot. They made things a lot easier and not gonna crash your entire game. But I'm just kind of glossing over that right now because there's not really anything I can show you. They added all the Generation 9 TMs and the Generation 9 blank TM item for anyone who is curious. But let's move on to the actual Pokemon that have been added with Generation 9. Let's get started. So, of course, we have Lechonk. We have Oinkologne, both male and female variants. We have Noctili, Knacklestack, and a Garganacl. We have Smalliv, Dolliv, and our Balliva. We have, of course, the big boys Ironmoth, Slitherwing, which has a giant hitbox, Iron Thorns, and we have Glimmet and Glimmora. All of these Pokemon, for the most part, can spawn in your world normally. I do plan on making individual guides on them, so do not worry about that. However, for right now, Ironmoth and Slitherwing, I will tell you, only spawn in the small end islands biome in the end dimension, and Iron Thorns does not have a spawn yet at all. And you can check that by doing the /wiki command, but that's what it tells me right now. Of course, like I said, I am on a dev build. They for sure can change all that with the full release of this update. Another thing to note is all the starter Pokemon from Generation 9 can now spawn in your world. Quaxly's full line, Fuecoco's full line, and Sprigatito's full line all have spawn mechanics now to appear in your world. Other than, I know before you guys could get them from the starting menu. Whenever you would load up a new world, you could pick one of them as your starter Pokemon and use them. But now they will actually just naturally spawn in your world like all the other stars, which is a good thing. They've added all the moves and abilities. I already kind of said that. I would put the list on screen. It is massive. If I remember, I will. But there's a lot of the Pokemon abilities and moves that a lot of the Pokemon know from Generation 9 that have been added. Just know that that is a thing now if I forget to put it on screen. New sounds. They've updated the sounds for Hawlucha, Spoink, Wiglet, and Wugtrio, and they've updated the sounds for a lot of other Pokemon I would list, but they haven't been fully added into the game yet, so I will not show you. And just to give another example, as you can see over here, there is some Centris that all just spawned as a pocket group right here. So that is what I meant when I said like they spawn as families now, some of the Pokemon, which is really cool. Now probably one of the biggest changes that people may or may not enjoy, which is they've updated a bunch of the models of the blocks in your world. These are all items that have already existed in your world, but they have made them more traditional to Minecraft, I guess would be the word for it. They update a bunch of their models to make them feel more Minecraft. We have some TVs right here that you can toggle on and off, which I think is really cool, that you'll be able to find. The shrines, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, the Arceus Shrine, the Chalice, the Celebi, Elec Shrine, all of these now will look like this versus what they looked like before. You guys are welcome to let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section down below, but personally, I don't really mind it too much, but they made the decision to make a bunch of their models a bit more, I don't want to say blocky, but more like they fit the theme of Minecraft now. I think one of my favorite things is the vending machine now, just because you can actually see in great detail all the items inside of it, which I think is really cool. This is the healer. Of course, they all do come in all colors now. I just showed the white one because I'd have to put down 18 colors if I felt like it. But here's the healer. Here's the PC. It still all works like it does the trade machine, the carpet. But whenever you guys update your worlds, all your furniture blocks will transform looking like this. Here's the clock. Here's the different chair models, etc. And you're welcome to look in creative yourself whenever you have this version to look at all the different colored variants and stuff. But I'm pretty sure I got every single updated block structure here, which is really, really cool. Now, of course, they did add in some more structures, which I will be showing off soon. They added a new ghost gym, and they added in 2 new biomes for the Ultra Space, the Ultra Crate biome, and the Ultra Plant biome. So I am planning on showing them off too. I'm just wanted to make sure I didn't forget to say anything. Oh, the AI movement of Pokemon. Let me go over that really quickly. So they slowed down Pokemon movement AI so they no longer run around everywhere all the time. So what that means is, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but whenever you try to catch a Pokemon, how it just kind of zigzags and runs all over the place, or when you're in a battle, the Pokemon runs all over the place, that no longer can happen. They have also disabled Pokemon AI movement from all foes and allies in battle. So if I'm in a battle with the Pokemon will no longer run away, per example right here. So as you can see, the Pokemon, my Pokemon is not moving anymore. The Lechonk I'm in battle with is still moving a little bit, but as you can see, it just got pulled back onto the screen. So that is now a feature. Another feature you may have noticed is whenever you are in a battle now, they have updated the rendering, so Pokemon will not render on your screen anymore until the battle ends, like you just saw right there. So yes, that is a huge deal, because before there was a lot of performance issues with people where obviously you would have all the Pokemon running around your screen while the battle was going on. You couldn't exactly focus on the battle. I'll show you guys again once more. As you can see in the battle, there are no Pokemon. The minute I defeat the Pokemon, they all appear again. It is not deleting or resetting any of the Pokemon in your world. It's just temporarily making them invisible, so it does not take up too much resources when a battle is going on, and they will be able to showcase everything to the fullest extent. They've also re-enabled all the particle effects with certain moves during battles, so I didn't exactly see a particle with that move. Let me see if I can get another move. Yeah, as you can see, the acid spray just spewed out of my Iron Moth. You also saw the different status effect conditions now, so all that has been returned on. Somewhere along the line, it glitched and got turned off. Those effects, that was added back in like 1.12 at some point, but they have re-enabled it. It now works again. We do not have to worry about that. Another thing they have fixed is the ability for Pokemon to Mega Evolve and Gigantamax and whatever, all their stats now actually update. Apparently for a while, the Pokemon stats were bugged at times, and when you would Mega Evolve a Pokemon, their moves or attack power or whatever, the stats of the Mega Pokemon wouldn't actually transfer in. So even though you would Mega Evolve a Charizard, it would not have the Mega stats, if that makes sense. They've also added new evolution phases. They've added a Moon Phase evolution for a certain evolution type condition, and added a new Walk evolution type. So if you guys don't know, in Generation 9, a few Pokemon evolve through walking. They have to walk so many steps to evolve. And they also added this Moon Phase evolution, which I assume they're going to incorporate into some other Pokemon as well in the future and whatnot. But I think that's everything I wanted to go over in terms of the update in the sense of changes to the mod. Now, let's head off into the world, and I will show you guys the new Ghost Gym. Alright guys, here we are. We are at the Ghost Town and the Ghost Gym. This is located in the Nether. Yes, I know, another Nether-based gym, but it was bound to happen, especially with the Ghost theme. So, if you guys can't tell where we are, this is the Soul Sand Valley. This is where you will be able to encounter the Ghost Town. Like always, I'll quickly just sort of run through how the place works, but I do plan on making a separate video on it in general. But, of course, as always, it has the healing station, the Pokemon healers. I think it's funny that Nurse Joy literally is on top of, like, a monolith thing, and that's pretty much her Pokemon center in this world, in this town, I should say. The Pokemon right over here, still color-coded as you would expect it with the blue and the red/pink for each, and the gym is located right over here. Now, a funny thing about the gym, it's a little stuck. This specific one decided to generate inside the actual walls of a basalt delta, unfortunately. So I have to go into spectator mode to actually be able to fly in and show you. But you can see there is Darkrai shrines all over the place, which I really like. Because even though Darkrai is a dark type, I always figured him as a ghost type at heart. So I think he works a lot in the place like this. And yes, keep in mind that it will be a little tricky to navigate this place with all the lava, etc. But hey, what's a ghost place without any difficulty? I'll quickly show you. I have to get my NPC item. I'll quickly show you what some of the trainers have on their Pokemon team. This particular trainer has 2 Pokemon, a Runagrigus and an Aegislash. Also keep in mind, even though it says level 100, her boss is set to equal AI, or not AI, but like set to equal. So whenever you encounter her in battle, she will be equal to your highest level Pokemon. They've also updated the signs for all the daycare and TCG shops, so they are more visible to you, which is another cool thing and a cool indicator so you don't get lost. But now that that's all stated, let's head off into Ultra Space so I can show you guys the new dimension and biomes there. Alright, we are in the first Ultra Space biome, but before we go over how Ultra Space works now, because it's a whole other thing, let me first say they removed Ultra Space biomes for all normal categories except the Ultra Space category for spawning. So let me let you know what that means. Essentially, before, certain Pokemon would just spawn in these biomes similar to how they would in the overworld. So like Ultra Desert had normal desert Pokemon spawns, Ultra Forest had forest Pokemon spawns. That no longer is the case. These biomes now have their own specific set of Pokemon. They've updated the raids in Ultra Space to perform differently, as well as added yellow concrete powder, orange concrete, and yellow concrete to valid land block spawns, which means the biome I'm in right now can actually host spawns because it's made out of the blocks I just described to you. So let's go over exactly how Ultra Space works now, because it is a whole change of scenery. So first and foremost, this is the Ultra Crate biome, which generates deathly liquid-filled geysers, buried metal pipes, and towering monoliths. So there's your towering monoliths. I'll try to find the geysers, but this place is crazy now. The entirety of Ultra Space now has probably the most difficult setting you will ever find yourself in. All Pokemon have advanced AI, and they will purposely attack you with aggressiveness. They will come after you with all their might, and they are all around level 60 to level 100. This little Rockruff's level 56, but this Corviknight over here, as you can see, is a level 100. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. All Pokemon now in Ultra Space are these levels. They are meant to be extremely difficult. If you are coming to Ultra Space, you have to be ready for the worst. So here's how the geysers work. If you fall into them, you'll be pulled down by the scary magma blocks. However, in these chests there will be loot. I don't think it's coded to spawn the loot yet, but you will be able to find loot in these geysers. But as you guys know, whenever you die in Ultra Space, you are teleported back out of the world. So if you don't have a Necrozma or any other Pokemon to teleport you and spawn you dimension portals, if you get your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to teleport here, keep in mind that it is very dangerous. You will also find these pipeline systems, which sort of spawn in this desert-like biome, the crate biome. They are made out of iron blocks, but if you're here at this point, you probably do not need iron. Keep in mind, like I said, it's very dangerous. All the Pokemon have aggressive AI. I have to keep saying that because somebody's going to be like, you didn't tell me I would die here. I'm making sure you guys know. But another thing is all of the Pokemon now also have the ability to activate what is called a Horde mode feature or Horde Rush feature. You have a 40% chance of triggering it, but whenever it does happen, you will enter a battle of a 5v1. I'm going to try to trigger it really quickly. Oh, and I got it off the first shot. So essentially what happens in this situation is you are now fighting a 1v5 battle. It is just you versus 5 other Pokemon. It works like any other battle where you can select which Pokemon you fight, but if you lose the entire battle and all your Pokemon are defeated, you will be instantly transported back to the overworld upon defeat. And keep in mind, these are all level 100 Pokemon that you have entered battle with. So I'm going to run away because it does still let you do that. Do not worry. But it can get really tricky. So you might be thinking, oh, level 100 Pokemon, I can easily capture this and get this on my team. Well, if you have a Master Ball, sure. But otherwise, it's going to get a little tricky. It's going to get a little difficult. But let's head over to the second biome, the Ultra Plant biome. So This biome is themed for Xurkitree. I forgot to say the Ultra Crate biome is themed for another Ultra Beast, but I couldn't actually pinpoint which one it was for. But this one is for Xurkitree. It has the actual Xurkitree trees in your little world that you can come up and loot. However, I will say it is dangerous. Upon breaking these sea lantern blocks, you have a chance of being struck by lightning, a pretty high chance. So watch. So yeah, you'll be struck by lightning, but if you do break this thing open, you will acquire yourself a diamond block. So you can take that if you wish. Just keep in mind, struck by lightning, and also all the Pokemon in the area, again, are going to try to murder you. As well as the fact that since we are in Xurkitree's land, all Pokemon are now electric type. I forgot to mention the crate biome. It was all sort of rock types or ground types, as you could see. But now it's all electric type, and upon getting struck by lightning, all your Pokemon in your team are now paralyzed. So there is your fun little Ultra Space accessory for this biome. It can get pretty crazy. And if you haven't guessed, Xurkitree will be able to spawn in this biome specifically. I haven't made a guide on Xurkitree yet, thank goodness, because now I can. But, oh look, my Pokemon are cured of paralysis. That's always a nice feature. But yeah, Ultra Space not messing around now. And we're still not done. There is still a few other features I need to show you about Ultra Space. First and foremost being the egg blocks. Now, I'm not sure if they spawn in the overworld really up top, but if you do decide to actually dig down to bedrock level, you will encounter these little domed structures that will have these egg blocks in them. So it will look like this dome thing when you're in spectator mode, but whenever you reach down here, you will see how difficult this place actually will be. So I'm going to enter it just to show you. It is basically a dome with a few of these little flowers that will, I think this is the poison flower or the sleep flower, and you will see there are other Pokemon spawning down here that will still try to attack you, but in the very center you will see these little eggs, and upon interacting with them, which I'm about to show you, you will enter a boss battle. So I'm going to go into survival, walk into them, and boom. As you can see, I have entered a boss fight with a Celesteela. I'm going to attempt to defeat the Celesteela. We'll see how this goes. You will get very cool loot. So I've defeated him, and I've immediately gotten to a Dugtrio fight. Cool. And I actually didn't get any loot, so they might not have programmed the loot in yet, but they are going to give you a specific loot and stuff. And I've now just realized what actually spawned. It's several bosses. It's not just one boss. I saw what this egg has now given me. That's why I heard so many of them. So it spawned 3 Celesteela boss fights. Okay, I understand now. And of course, with the aggressive AI, it immediately put me into one of the fights. But yeah, this is what you're contending with. And upon defeating them, of course, they will give you loot. The one I defeated didn't, so I'm not sure if it's just bugged or not. But I don't want to waste your guys' time fighting several of them. So let's head back up. And I'm pretty sure I covered everything that's in Ultra Space. And those specific things were called nests. Ultra nests that are spawned underground like that. Like I said, I'm not sure if the actual egg block itself can spawn above ground, but you can get it in creative mode. I'm holding one right now. You can just kind of place them down, and this is about the variance that you will encounter with them. So it'll either be 1, 2, or 3, and that kind of determines how many are going to pop out and try to murder you. There are config options for all of this. You will be able to change up like the spawn rates of things if you so choose, but yeah, Ultra Space, this is what it is now. It is supposed to be this difficult. In terms of order of operations, this is going to be the last place you're going to want to visit in your Pixelmon adventure. This is endgame right now. This is the hardest place you're going to be. Everything's aggressive. Everything's around level 100. And it's going to pack a punch. So you only want to come here if you're trying to capture a level 100 Pokemon easily, or if you're trying to get, of course, the Ultra Beasts or Legendaries, whichever. But keep in mind that any boss fight you get into here, or Horde Rush battle, or whatever, it does have the chance of also making you fight legendary Pokemon, Ultra Beasts, etc. It can get that crazy. And with that being said, I believe I have covered, I'm just kind of looking over my notes really quickly, I believe I've covered every single thing available in this update. One other small thing I forgot to mention is that the Ultra Space Portal, the thing that was creative only, what I'm holding right here, has been changed to a consumable item, which means it's going to be a loot drop now. You will probably be able to find this thing as a loot drop or get it from a quest, but it will have a one-time use, of course, so you'll only be able to transport yourself once here with that item. But that's still cool that they've enabled that. The Drowned World Teleporter as well has been given that that item ID as well, so you'll be able to, of course, use them if you encounter those. I think that is everything that I wanted to cover with this update video. If I forgot anything, if I missed anything, I apologize in advance, but once the update goes live, they will have all these patch notes available on their website that you guys can check out too. But yeah, keep in mind, again, at the point you're watching this video, the update is not live yet. It will be going live in about 1 to 2 weeks, I would say, at best chance. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff they've been working on with this update. They've been trying to make it and perfect it. That's why it's taken so long. And I hope you guys are excited to see what the update brings in the near and far future. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. And do not forget to let me know in the comments down below what your favorite feature is from this update, what you're excited to see, and any critiques that you might have. Either way, hope to see you all next one. Goodbye.